Well, hi, everybody. One moment. Let me remember how I stream. That's a good start. Okay. Game audio's coming through. I'm coming through. I've never actually switched streams like that. Let's actually turn this down a little bit more. Let's turn that up. Okay. Psych. We're going to play some Planet Crafter. Mr. Trazifer is going to join us, but he is currently shoving food down his gullet. And I approve of that activity. Can't say it because my neighbor's due to kidnap me shortly, but I like your faces. Do we need to do we need to call authorities or something? Are you safe? Rice, welcome in. Good to see you. I will do my best to remember that for you. I think this is the base I had with Traz. Yes, this chaos looks familiar. She asked if I want to go for a walk, and I just looked at my Fitbit and was disappointed that I hadn't hit my daily 10,000 steps, so I obliged. Well, isn't that thoughtful of you, and whatnot? Let's see. Being social in real life, look at me go. Yes, a great big screw you to us imaginary people. I tease because I love. Also, I made friends with a mouse today. Well, okay. Well, Ren, I hope you have the loveliest of time with your neighbor. Please look after yourselves. Yourself, easy for me to say. Let us please avoid migrational activities. Migranial activities. Random. Super ally. More random. Food and water. Forgive me, I'm just, it's been ages since we played this, and so. Okay. That's unnecessary. My advice, Ren, is that you not do that. Have you considered that yet? So I was going to go on an adventure based on what I see in my inventory. Please don't yell at me. This is 100% a chest that Traz has been in. That's unfortunate. Okay. Speaking of Traz, hi, buddy. I'm just trying to get some organization done before you come in and ruin it all. Hey, Faye. Oh, there you are. Okay, I was pinging you, and you've already caught on. Some iron. Some iron. Need to get some more iron. Oh, hi, handsome. One sec. Well, let's not get crazy. There's no dying. Thank you. One sec. I need to get. Yeah, not yet. Not. I'm working on it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. They can't hear you. Yeah. Not if we can help it. Capture. Just. Let's see. Yeah, Pat's been on one. I forgot to set up the Discord in my wavelength. Mm-hmm. 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 No, it should be the voice chat. Okay. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Okay. Oh, well, as soon as. Yep. It'll work just as soon as I remember how to play this damn game. Or set up this stream. Um, yeah. Okay. So that is not working for reasons. Let me find a different way to go about it. And let's do. Yeah, for sure.
The 2.0 update certainly has improved it substantially, but still.
All right. Theoretically, they should hear you now.
Only theoretically. Let's hope uh, it's also a real thing. Hey!
Hey, we hear Traz. Okay, good. He's a little low. Yeah, I was just noticing that, so I'm tweaking the volume.
I don't know why. I'm still using the same microphone, but it keeps jumping up and down.
The microphone is jumping up and down, or you are jumping up and down?
I mean, kind of unhealthy mix.
Yeah,
I mean, I am kind of excited to play this with you again.
me too, buddy. All right. Invite sent.
Yes.
Cyberchase has joined the game.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm in poisonous in poisonous goo territory.
Yeah, that's a good way to start.
Yeah. I cannot for oh, I'm in the one that has 150 toxic goo locations.
Oh dear.
But also, hi everybody, long time no see. Oh, I'm behind the big drill. Apparently.
Well, that is certainly an interesting place to be.
I mean, I'm glad that I'm not in the. I'm glad I'm not by the drill pit.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hi, Brett. Oh shit! I forgot. You can emote in the sky in this game.
So,
Okay, so I cannot for the life of me remember where we left off last time.
yeah, so when I phased in, when I spawned in, I was in the car.
Oh yeah.
Over by the big boob looking
The
thing
big
over
boop.
there.
Oh yeah.
And I had all the stuff in my inventory to make like a little outpost, a little base for oxygen.
Oh yeah.
And one of those containers that holds all the toxic goo.
Oh.
So we were
okay.
apparently going on an adventure to go clear some space out, probably where you are or were.
Yeah, I just returned to the base because well, my inventory is full.
Yeah.
Also, I just noticed that the toxic goo rock thing outside of our base is letting off some noxious fumes.
We love that.
I mean, I thought only your channel point
okay.
redeem was allowed to let off toxic fumes.
I knew where you were going as soon as you started.
Oh yes.
Right.
Ooh, let's see. Tier 3 torch? I didn't even know there was a tier 2.
Yeah, something popped up while I was getting started, and I just didn't catch what it was. So,
well, they apparently added a few new things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. We have tier 3 drills, heaters, and that's basically it.
Okay.
But what we don't have is algae, right?
We do not have any algae. Do we have the ability to make algae? We have a tier 1 algae generator available to us. I will run down here to where I would expect. One sec, let me grab a water before I do that. I'll run check in the pondy, lakey looking thing and see what's down there.
Oh, yes, of course.
See if we put one down there or not.
Did we have some toxic goo storage outside? I can't remember.
There's 2 of them just outside behind the base next to the things that process the toxic goo.
Oh, there it is. Yes. Good. And then I have some sulfur. I mean, everything about this just screams farts.
Yeah, we're home.
Exactly. We've returned.
All right. I do not see uh, an algae collector down
Dang.
here. So maybe
We need to get some food growers up and
I was
going
gonna
then.
say we probably I didn't look to see what we had upstairs.
Oh yeah, that's right. Do we have an upstairs? Wait, we have a biolab with 3 beans planted.
Fantastic. Beans are
But
good food.
no, they are very good food, but unfortunately they are not eggplants.
That's true.
Aluminium, iron, and what was it?
Traz. So I heard
It
this
wasn't
pun.
me.
No, I know. So I heard this pun about cows, but it's kind of offensive. So I won't say it. I don't want there to be any beef between us.
Nice. Oh, 'twas a good pun. 'Twas a very good pun.
Let's see. What do I want? I want iron so I can make some more storage.
Or rather, it was a very beefy pun.
Mm-hmm.
Get out. Wait, do we even have an atmospheric water collector?
I don't think we do, but I also don't think that we have so in toxicity, the environment has to be at a certain level of quote unquote clean for the water
That's
collector.
right. We tried to build it, but we couldn't. We had to get clean, dirty water from those lakes and then process it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. It's slowly coming back to me. Emphasis on slowly.
Well, it's been a while.
That's true. And I can make one food grower. Because I saw before you invited me that we had an entire logger filled with aluminum.
Yes. Sorry, but I didn't realize you were ready. I thought you were still eating.
Oh, no worries. I wrote that it would take between 20 to 25 minutes from when I wrote that message, and I immediately just took them out, put them on a plate, and started eating.
See, you lied to me. That's what I'm hearing.
I wasn't lying, but I apparently wasn't telling the whole truth either.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm just happy that I got to return faster, you know?
For sure. I'm glad you're here.
Okay, we got some boom boom powder upstairs, but that's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in not dying of dehydration.
We love some boom boom powder.
Boom boom powder. Okay, god damn it, I just saw it. Where is it? There it is. We have 3 eggplant seeds. That's good.
The pictures on the front of the locker are such a nice touch.
It really is. It really simplifies how you store things. You don't have to write anything specific anymore.
Yep.
Also, because of my ADHD ass brain, I'll apparently forget everything as soon as I exit it. Okay, 1 iron return. 1 bean seed. And sulfur is going upstairs. Don't worry, guys. This is this is interesting, very interesting gameplay.
We're a well-oiled machine.
Exactly. We are preparing for the big breakthrough. Okay, so where is it? Okay, the slot machine does not agree with Tiny. I feel really bad for him.
Yeah, Tiny goes. He swings hard, but it doesn't always work. But when it does work, oh,
Exactly.
Hence his 50 quadrillion pieces of candy.
Quadrillion. Jesus Christ.
You said slot machine, and I swear to God, I thought you said slut machine, and I was a little confused.
I couldn't remember the name.
I was like, I'd like one of those.
Yeah, that does sound nice.
Mhm.
I mean, I probably shouldn't say that. I have a girlfriend, so it's not a good idea.
Probably not in your best interest. That's correct.
But tis a good joke. Okay, I need a toxic water collector. So basically, I need to just head into a Reddit forum because we need to have some more water.
Mm-hmm. We do.
But also, we haven't tried to build a atmospheric water collector in quite a while, have we?
That's true. I don't think we have.
I'll give it the old college try.
I am trying to free up some space in the doohickeys outside,
Oh, that's good.
so that when we do get a water collector, even if it's a bad water collector, we'll be able to process those.
Oh. We have water collector.
Oh, really? Sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were that far along. Well,
I didn't
crisis
know
averted.
either. I am actually very relieved because we're currently bottlenecked by the lack of lack of clean water. I'm still very interested to know what those noxious fume rocks are, because they started out as being full of pollution. Now there's plants and green rocks on it that stinks apparently. Ooh, aluminum.
Okay.
Okay, we are in desperate need of cobalt and silicon.
I put all of the basic resources in the new compartment all the way in the back.
Oh, okay.
Down here by the ladder. We don't have any silicon, but we do have 8
currently
cobalts.
Which resource was it then? Because I emptied 2.
Looks like the cobalt was emptied, and there's only 1 titanium. I'm sorry, not the cobalt. The silicon was emptied.
Oh, yeah.
There's only 1 iron, 1 titanium. I just threw 1 in just to have it marked.
Of course. Okay, I'm picking up some extra iron and titanium as well.
Okay.
And then some silicon carne. Okay, I have oxygen capsules on me. That's good. What the? Huh. I have no memory of this of these spots. It's so weird what a little break of about what 3 months can do to your brain.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to go through a tier 2 toxic water collector down.
Do we have enough purification gel for that?
We do. I just made 1.
Awesome. So yeah, we need to find a toxic lake then.
Yeah, there should. I mean, this one over So even if you clear up the toxicity around a body of water,
Yeah.
there is still a specific amount of toxic water in that body of water.
Oh, of course. And then once it's emptied, you...
Yep.
Well,
Then it's just a freshwater lake.
awesome. Can't wait for us to get a lake water collector. We've got 5 titanium and 7 iron and... Let's see, that's the silicon chest. And 11 silicon.
So for instance, this body of toxic water has 125 available to extract.
Oh, okay.
So
That's actually a relief then.
Because that's how we get our purified water.
Ah.
Which
Okay,
is
so
needed
the
as
purified
ingredients.
water is our drinkable water so far. I take it.
Yes, until we get the a surplus of the regular water from the water collector.
Yeah, I'll see if I can place another one down.
Yeah. And those don't usually take too long to
That is true.
start churning out water. Like this one you
that's
put
true.
down has already got a bottle ready, waiting for you.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Because then I can make another food grower. So we can have more, because I just remembered that we also need squash to make bioplastic nuggets.
Yes.
Right, little squash nugget.
Incoming.
Uh-oh. Okay, squash. Yes.
This is one of those, I believe we call them basic bitch meteors.
Ah. Just my type of language. But hey, they have basic resources and possibly aluminum.
Yeah, same Pat. Radio. Active shrimp from Walmart.